Helicopter cover-ups for October 16th. At 5:04 p.m., one of the flimsy helicopters with the conical top that connects to the rotor blades that looks nothing like a UN helicopter flew left to right in the helicopter pocket if you're looking across the street. And he started to ascend behind 24181 and continued to ascend all the way out down the street behind the two-story house and the tree, and then eventually slightly crossed over my street and continued out into Alicia Park, which is just on the other side of Alicia at Alicia and Acero intersection. And so he did a gradual altitude gain to sell the fact that there's a tiny hill there to cover up for the military helicopter that turned so that he could evade my screen. But it showed a personal interaction with the military helicopters, and also for the UN copter cover-ups, especially the June 1st incident where he flew really low and threatened me and flew straight across my backyard. If you're looking at the yard from the street, the house from the street, he flew left to right. And on that day, that was because I talked crap about one of their leader people because they were harassing me and doing all kinds of insane stuff. And so I said that you're conducting yourself like this. And they had a meltdown, and they sent out the UN copter. And that's a theme. Whenever they get pissed, they'd send out the UN copter. Like when I recorded the Blackhawks, I had to tell my mom. She was hysterical, and she asked me to explain everything again, so I did. And then they sent the double Blackhawks out to threaten me. And then after I recorded it, then they sent out a couple black UN helicopters to threaten me. Pissed. So these things were all personal interactions. So imagine that. Those are the boss guys, because they're not out here all the time. So that means that they're sitting there listening, and then eventually they get pissed, and they're like, I'll get them. And then they fly out there and just do crazy stuff on my head. Like, that's psychotic. And so they tried to sell this altitude gain, and I'm recording this review on October 30th. And since then, they had a couple events where they really tried to sell the fact that the June 1st helicopter was low because he was descending, eventually going to turn behind my house and then descend over the hill at 24181, because that's what they did on one of the recent events when they took the bottom cover off the blue helicopter and had it rattle really loudly. Then they had him descend as if there was a massive Mount Everest behind 24181. So this is about the altitude for the June 1st and also the hill for the military helicopter cover-up turn.